time is it?
It's vagina.
Well, I guess we've got time for an official Slipknot mask unboxing and review. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? AJ Good here at the House of Masks, where we unbox and review cool stuff almost every single day, and we are continuing with the ever so popular series of unboxing the new official We Are Not Your Kind Slipknot masks from Slipknot's official store. I've been pretty much letting you guys decide who you would like to see in each episode. So far, we have done V-Man, we have done Sid, we have done Jim, we have done Jay, and in the last video I told you guys to comment down below who you'd like to see next, and it was an outstanding number of Corey Taylor. So I went ahead and ordered the Corey Taylor mask, and that is what we have for today's video. So we are going to not waste any more time. We're going to go ahead and get on into it and see what this boy looks like. I think this was a little more expensive than the others. This was actually $40, I think. Why? Probably because it's a Corey mask. It's got Corey's name attached to it, so the price is going to be a little higher. Really honestly surprised that this isn't one of the ones that's sold out. The V-Man is sold out, but they're still in stock with the J's and with the Coreys. I find that a little strange. My only assumption with that is that since the V-Man was the first mask of this series, that video did very, very well, and since I praised that mask so highly,
that's high praise!
that a bunch of collectors went out and got that V-Man. I'm sure that if I gave any of the other masks that came after that as much high praise,
that's high praise!
they would probably sell a little better as well. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the Corey. Not super stoked about this because the entire purpose of Corey's new mask is that it is translucent, and clearly with a mass-produced mask, they are not going to be doing clear silicone. What we have is a pre-painted, exo-painted Corey Taylor mask that is made out of latex. So we are going to do our best to judge this as fairly as possible without even taking into consideration the fact that Corey's actual mask is a clear silicone mask. I'm going to judge this on all of the other points, and right off the bat, I can tell you I have some serious issues with the texture of the mask. Obviously, the mask is not going to be clear silicone, but the first thing that I noticed when I took that out of the package, and I'm not sure how well you guys can see it, is that this latex has a lot of air bubbles. This does not give a very good representation of nice, smooth silicone. So right off the bat, I already have an issue with the fact that these casts are so poorly done that we have a very, very textured mask. Even aside from the air bubbles, there's just a lot of weird warping and bubbling going on under the latex. So yeah, you've got these texturized latex pieces, but the mask itself is pretty warped. Definitely not a smooth cast, and I don't really think that this reflects the smooth sculpt that is Corey's We Are Not Your Kind mask. Another thing that I have a very weird issue with is that right here on the top, it looks like somebody went over that with a highlighter. And I know that it's not supposed to be there because you can see where it kind of goes down and like doesn't follow the line of the mask. It almost looks like they were supposed to like cut it right there, or thought that they were supposed to cut it. I don't understand that one at all. So that is very, very strange. Another thing is that the same exact color is underneath of the gray face paint, what's supposed to represent face paint on the paint job of the mask. It looks like they just did it with the wrong color, almost like a pink or blue or something under there. Definitely looks like a highlighter. And then they came back over and tried to cover it up with the gray, but you can still see the remnants of the highlighter looking paint job under there. That's really weird. Really, really weird. I don't understand that one whatsoever. We've got some random glue residue over the mask. Not sure where that's coming from, but as you can see, there's definitely some glue residue there. Some sort of sealant maybe that just went a little too heavy right there in that area. And as far as the shape of the mask itself, something is off about it. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't really look like Corey's mask to me. A lot of people thought that this was like a really good option for Corey's mask, but I just don't see it. I'm definitely not impressed with this thing at all so far. I will give props where we've given props in the past for these new official Rubies releases, and that is the fact that they aren't sculpting literally everything for the mask. As you can see, we've got some nice faux leather here. We have some nice metal rivets holding the straps on, and we actually have real stitching on the cheeks there. So that is real. All the leather work is real, not just sculpted on like Rubies has done for so long with the sculpted on zippers and the sculpted on straps. Those are absolutely horrendous. So they have stepped up with pretty much all of the mask options of this We Are Not Your Kind run. But in terms of finishing, I gotta give this one a big thumbs down, especially since this mask costs a little more than the rest of the masks on the site. In my opinion, this is one of the simplest and most easiest to reproduce masks from this line. As you can see, there's really not a lot going on there. So the fact that it's overpriced and probably the worst one that we've looked at so far, I'm just not really sure I can get behind that. So yeah, I have to give the Slipknot official Ruby's We Are Not Your Kind Corey mask a thumbs down. Again, these are cheap options if you're a kid out there that doesn't have a whole lot of money to spend. If you are a casual Slipknot fan and not necessarily a mask collector, of course I could recommend these for the price, but for anybody that's above that weird moderate level of collecting, I wouldn't recommend these. Just save your money. You will be far more impressed if you just go all out and get a nice silicone copy. The differences aren't even comparable. Apples to oranges would be an entire understatement. Yes, they're both Corey Taylor replica masks, but there's just really not much that I can say for this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and in this review, we will give you some nice up close shots of the mask like always, and that will be that. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this mask, and let me know down in the comments what mask you guys would like to see in the next official Slipknot mask review video. And I think that is going to just about do it. So thank you guys very, very much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. And until next time, this has been AJ Good at the House of Masks telling you to say no to drugs and alcohol and to highlighters. And we'll see you guys later. Alright, sorry to be a negative Nancy, but there were a few more things that I wanted to point out about this. As always, I mentioned that they ship them in these envelopes, which warps the mask, and this is literally how the mask is stuck right now. Like, it just is in this shape, which obviously I'm going to put it on a foam mannequin head. Everything should get better after that, but just the fact that this is how the mask is shaped right now until I put a little TLC into it, which I shouldn't have to do as a customer. So yeah, I didn't say anything in this episode because I didn't want to sound like a broken record. I've complained about the fact that they ship them in these stupid plastic envelopes every single time, and this is exactly why. Hello. Hello.
Yes, hello, sir. Good day. My name is David, and I'm calling with a healthcare specialist. How are you today?
I'm not doing too good. I currently have a gun in my mouth. I think I'm going to pull the trigger.
Okay.
All right, bye. Anyways, like I was saying, the warping is an issue, and then something else that I just noticed while doing these close-ups is more residue. Why? These strings aren't even glued in. Like, they're not glued in place. You can clearly move them, so why is there any glue residue right there at all? Super irritating. And, I mean, obviously they're cheap masks. I don't really have too much to complain about, but people are spending their money on these, and I don't quite feel like they're getting what they're paying for. And also, just a close-up, you can see the multicolored paint job there where it looks like they just tried to cover up the weird highlighter paint job. I don't know. Just wanted to point those out. Now you can have your cinematic shots. Bye forever.